Welcome to Everyone Racers, the show designed for the world of low-dollar racing and oddball car culture. It doesn't matter what kind of Lemma-Champ or Lucky Track dog you run, Jeff will read right through every comma and period, as long as you drive it hard and built it yourself. Join us each week for tech discussion, tips, tricks, news and notes in the world of low-dollar endurance racing, and whether it's on the spot, hella sweet, or we're lucky enough, and Chrissy gives us just the tip, we are sure you'll giggle a little and learn even less. Everyone report to the paddock.
This is Chris.
This is Chrissy.
I'm Jeff.
And I'm mental.
Oh, hey, it's my turn. How about that?
Come
That's funny.
on.
Harry, I'm trying to send mental my flight itinerary. Wait, so we'll talk more about that later. But, hey, thanks for coming back and listening to another Hands Across America episode of our podcast, episode 86. See, I thought this would have been the roku episode of our podcast.
Ah, that would have been much better.
I think I'm going to change it.
Yeah, you should have. Yeah, sorry. I always go for the 80s references while we're stuck in the 80s. And yeah. How is it you're getting worse at that, Jeff? Like when you first started, you weren't bad, and now it just sounds like you're farting into your hand.
I don't know.
Can you tell me what a hatchi roku is?
All right.
Oh man,
Sorry.
Who wants to take the?
I think Eric can do the honors.
Oh, I was gonna say. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's a Toyota Corolla E86. Initial D in the whole thing. The Panda Toyota Corolla, basically.
And Hachiroko is the word 86.
86, yeah.
Oh, okay. So that is totally applicable.
And if you're really cool, you have a Hachiroko sticker on your Subaru or Toyota, whatever, Scion.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I understand.
Toyobaru.
Toyobaru.
Eventually, when they made it when Scion died and they had to make the 86 a Toyota, they called it just the Toyota 86. They called it.
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
Got it. Thank
I
you.
wonder if our friend Santiago has an 86.
I think his is a BRZ.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's true. It's all the same thing.
Anyway, let's get to it.
What you working on, Jeff?
Are we gonna introduce our guest first?
We kind of did. Everyone has listened to the show more than twice, heard his voice, and it's like, oh, Eric's back.
Oh,
okay.
Eric's back.
I was like, I'll listen to this
still...
episode.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Maybe they just started now, and they're
this will
like,
actually
who's
be
this
a
Eric
good
dude?
episode. Right. So, yeah, our number one guest, Eric Rood. Welcome back. Always love to have you.
Hey.
Thanks, Eric.
I'm glad to be here for now.
Excellent.
Getting 20 minutes.
Yeah,
I would like to make a suggestion that we no longer call him the number one guest, and we just call him the fifth host.
Oh,
That could be
all right.
true.
Yeah,
No,
down with that.
No, whatever.
But he's not putting that on his resume because he wants to be employed
Oh,
again.
hell no.
What you working on? I'll go
Jeff.
first. I mow the
Oh,
lawn
hey,
again.
hold on. Did we say something about that your bingo card? I
No.
actually updated the bingo card. So
Oh!
I did. Instead of trying to fix my Skype, which would take us a half an hour to get on here, I was updating the bingo card. So
Okay,
you
now
should
that's
open it.
priorities. I'm gonna let that one go. 'Cause...
I'm just
I
saying.
just opened one up.
Thank you.
All right. Did you just update it on the show notes?
I did.
Okay, because I opened up the old one. I'm gonna open up the new one now.
Okay.
Cool.
It's right
Alrighty.
next to
So-
the thing.
Jeff, what are you working on?
I'm gonna get
Sorry.
started working on here. So
Sorry.
I mow the lawn again. It's like been raining nonstop here in Jersey, so it's like two lawn mows in like 2 weeks. I work graduation. I had the day off today, so I took the TR to Bruce. Did it start?
No.
No, it did not.
Did you put gas in it?
I put gas in it. It didn't have any gas, or I couldn't see any gas in the cell, but it didn't matter. It still didn't start. It gave like one like broom when I like was hitting the starter. So I said, it's fixed. Got it to Bruce's house, still didn't start. So he found the wiring harness and ignition signal wire that was broken. So he fixed it. Did it start?
No.
No, it still did not start. That TR is it's just the most fabulously lemony car ever.
Did we wring the last of the life out of it?
I think it heard about it being put out to pasture. It heard about her guts being ripped out and put into something from Nissan, and she's crying.
Yeah.
And she said no?
Yeah.
Terrible. Eric, have you ever seen the TR? Have you been at a race with the TR?
I've never seen it in person.
It's
Really?
the worst.
You need a tetanus shot if you just look at it through a photo.
It's the greatest car, then it's the worst car. Anyway, I did go back and forth from the southern New York State from my house in the lesbian lorry, and I have a little bit of an update. I think there might be some design issues. The truck is still fantastic, but like, I'm missing the avalanche a little bit because it's not as stable. I think I need airbags. I think too much tongue weight. I think I'm popping the front tires up a little bit.
How much air do you have in the back tires?
A lot.
Okay.
But but it's definitely sagging a little. Like,
can you adjust your load, like load in the trailer?
I guess I could like slide the car back further towards the door. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. It's too much tongue weight either way. And
do you need bags or just air shocks?
I prefer bags. Yeah.
The shocks aren't designed to hold that load like that.
Yeah.
Regularly.
Okay.
I also missed the giant gas tank, as I am not getting 200 miles on a tank when towing, and that is not enough.
That's a shame. Yeah.
I'm getting about the same gas mileage. It's just that Avalanche 2500. Chris, how big was it? Like 37 gallons?
There's 2 tanks that combine to 37 gallons.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Neither of yours ever worked. Only like one of your tanks worked.
No, that was one of the reasons I got rid of it, because only one tank worked.
Hey, it's all right. Don't feel that bad, Jeff, because even when I fill it all the way up and I'm towing, I get under 300 miles with 37 gallons, so that's really fun.
Yeah,
on
but
long
like
trips.
250, 275, that would make me feel a lot better than like 199, and it's like blinking at me like, you're gonna die, you're gonna run out of fuel.
All right.
All right.
I did grades. I've been writing my RV insurance appeal. This company is really freaking regressive, which is the exact opposite of its name, and it's pissing me off. But anyway.
Hey, but you can name your own price. And
yeah, right.
Therefore, your own coverage. So, yeah.
That's it. That's what I'm working on.
I think I said this last week, but this is the same company that canceled all 3 of my motorcycle policies because I did not provide them the VIN number to my unregistered 50cc scooter.
Yes. Same company.
I don't work for them anymore.
No.
Yeah.
Chrissy, what you working on?
I couldn't even think of what I did last week. I was getting
long week.
Yeah, it has been a long couple weeks. I was getting ready for Saturday, where I have 2 events. Both went pretty well. I'm just happy they're over. So we raised a bunch of money for the local library, and my Girl Scouts learned archery, low ropes, and we made a team mural. So that was fun.
Ooh. What was the name of the duck that won?
It was their numbers.
Yeah, normally it's a number. You pick a number.
Right. Yes. You buy a ticket.
I was joking. I know.
We're on it. Oh, fine.
But you know who's a real winner when it comes to ducks?
No.
Chrissy's mom.
Did Chrissy's mom win the duck race?
Chrissy's mom won. I hate my mother. Won 2 years in a row. Yeah, she's good at this game.
Because everyone, including fate, loves Chrissy's mom.
Sure.
Awesome. Well, we'll say congratulations to Chrissy's mom. So now we have checked that box off, and we don't have to do it later.
Yep.
Chris. Yep. Oh wait, no, you have other notes. Go, Chris.
I was like, or you could just, are you skipping over me?
Somebody
have that one on? Okay.
I'm going to call that as a skip. I need it.
Right? Pretty much. Just cut me off right there. So, I don't have anything else really interesting to say. I had a nice dinner with the fam on Saturday, and then we had another one for them on Sunday. So I was going to give another shout out to my Happy Mom's Day to the #1 listener. And, now I'm getting ready to travel for work. But the fun thing, I have a new milestone on the long roof. 230. 230.
Nice.
Yep. It keeps going up. I think.
Still no closer deciding what to get as a replacement. So that's all right.
I said, I'm going to 230. He says, we have to go to 247 or something. So I just hit 230, but I still don't know what I'm going to get. So
we have to get
I'll just keep going.
Yeah, at least the distance to the moon from the Earth. So figuring that's like a good milestone for a car that Chrissy bought brand new. So get to the moon.
That's really awesome.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay,
right.
that's what I got. Chris.
I worked on the Suburban some. I fixed the parking brake because GM has this little 89-cent piece of stamped steel that connects the cables under the driver's seat. And, of course, that broke. And when I go to try to weld it together, it just melts it, so that doesn't work. So I had to go find that. Yeah, Eric.
I am shocked that GM would have viewed such a cheap piece anywhere in their car at all.
I know. Especially nothing important like the emergency brake. So, that's fine. Anyway, got a new one of those and got that back together after trying to figure out how the damn thing worked. But fortunately, my local Flaps had one of those. Birdsboro and Auto Parts Napa. They're pretty good, actually. And some other things I did last week. So the Suburban's actually doing pretty good shape right now. It only leaks water occasionally on the passenger side. That's the only thing it does weird now. The Civic, I did all the fan wiring, including the ECU signal to the relay and also a backup signal from a thermostatic fan switch because I don't trust any of y'all. If anything were to go wrong, I don't want a manual switch in this thing. I have 2 redundant backups to turn the damn fan on. Thanks.
Look, just turn the fan on in the morning and let it run all day. What's your problem?
Yeah.
If I had $1 for every time somebody rolled into the penalty box and was like, "Hey, can you flip that switch over there for me?"
Because they can't reach it?
Because they can't reach the fan switch.
Oh, that's funny.
I like at the Cressida what they did is because they have a row of just house switches, like in a 6-gang box, and one of the guys couldn't reach it. It wasn't Aaron with his Sasquatch arms. And one of the guys couldn't, so they just stuck a piece of hose over the end of it. That was long enough.
So you could
I remember that.
That's awesome.
Oh, well.
I'm pretty sure that guy was blinded. That's why he couldn't reach that.
That's absolutely why he couldn't see it. Yep. All their Civic news, I did a lot of wiring cleanup. There's a bunch of things that we didn't do all that well when we were thrashing, so
I like how you say we.
I'm trying to be nice.
And I know where you're saying on this because these are all the trackside repairs.
No, they were in the garage.
No, they're not.
Oh, okay.
So we were thrashing in the Civic. We did things that weren't necessarily the best. So long, big, extra loops of wire places, and
I understand that
kind of stuff. So I was twitching when I saw it, so I had to fix that. And
stuff that was only meant to be temporary, but it worked. So why touch it?
Yeah. Set up Chrissy's new computer which worked kind of.
How does that work?
It works.
It
works.
Great, except for the microphone.
I just don't have the right setup, and I didn't log into the right account.
And I helped with the duck race and cooking and talked to Mental about the Citroen, which now...
Yes, I'm...
it's not your fault. You're trying everything you can, unlike other
people
here.
We'll go through that saga. Yeah.
We're down to the last thing is we just got to ask Trenton what is the problem? Why didn't this work?
I gotta take a trip to Trenton again.
Because aside from that,
thank you.
Aside from that, it's
or if you wanted to drive it down here instead of flying on Friday, we could have it inspected.
I'd rather sell it without the title. Yeah. That's it for me. Now I'm gonna go fly to Atlanta Friday night and see if I can drive a janky Suburban with no air conditioning, 87-degree heat back. That'll be fun. So
and the driver's side window that doesn't go down.
Yeah, that too. Yep.
Oh no, driver's side? I didn't realize it was driver's side.
I'm just gonna leave the sunroof open and hope. Anyway.
But honestly, that's how we drive it around with all the other windows and the sunroof open. We've been doing that for years now.
Yeah, I'm stopping
because
at Walmart
you didn't bother to fix it.
Stopping at Walmart for a couple of cans of AC stuff and see if I can make something work.
That'll last 10 minutes. Mental, what you working on?
Well, so Chris mentioned the Citroen. So what we were attempting to do is register the Citroen here in Georgia. And we mentioned the Regressive Insurance Company that also. So I had to go down to the tag office to transfer the Citroen to my name and also pay my no having insurance on my motorcycles fine, courtesy of Flo and her merry band of people. So while I was there, the guy goes, "Oh yeah, no problem. Has this car ever been, he's like, wait a minute, the VIN number is only 8 digits. Yes, it's only 8 digits.
How many people have
and so he's looking at the form and he's like, okay, I've got to look up what kind of car this is. And he literally types in, and the first picture that comes up, oh yeah.
Our actual cars?
And I said, oh, you see that picture right? I'm like looking through the little bulletproof glass. I'm like, oh yeah, that picture right there, that top one. Yeah, that's the actual car.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So he goes, oh, well, okay, it's never been registered in Georgia. It has to have a VIN inspection. So I get a hold of the other three, and they send me this lovely, my name is Jeff. This is the Citroen.
Oh,
Please,
well,
here's a copy of my license. I mean, it's just this great little Word document, and I'm like, okay, let's take that all off because it was sold to me by Chris. But so I go, and I have to find a law enforcement officer, and what they want to do is they want to look at the VIN. But I'm like, oh, but I know a guy. So I go to my high school that I used to teach at, and I get the campus security officer because they're actual sheriffs. They are full, actual, real law enforcement officers. And he comes over there, and he is just, see, I'm supposed to look at it. I mean, I'm like, well, here's the picture. I'm like, here's his driver's license. Here's his phone number if you'd like to call him. Can't you just drive it down here? I said, well, it doesn't have plates on it. I was not trying to go down.
Yeah, right there. That's a good
and he goes, yeah, but you'll have a bill of sale. I go, yeah, but it's Virginia. And he goes, well, yeah, but who cares? You can prove it. I'm like, yes, but the 17 times I would get pulled over through Virginia, would make this 11-hour trip now 2 days, and I would still probably get a ticket for something. And so he was right there on the brink of it.
You're like, just help me out, dude.
Nope.
So I called this and gave him a heartfelt apology. This, incidentally, not on Georgia's website. Anything about this have to have it inspected by law enforcement.
Oh, well.
Just a random thing. Hey, we should probably, let's.
Well, no, they have an official form for it. It's, they're like, oh, by the way, when you're standing at the window. But the kid felt bad for me, so he cut me a break on the no insurance fine on my motorcycles because I had re-upped with another more reptilian insurance company.
Oh, good.
So, and on top of that, and while I'm trying to get rid of things, I finally realized, oh crap, they're packing me up, and I still have 2 cars I have to get rid of. So I went back to our roots, and I went onto the old Grassroots Motorsports message board, and the Plymouth Champ and the 1953 Cranbrook lasted all of 45 minutes.
Really? Get out!
So who are the very very intelligent gentlemen that you got to take those? So
Brian Medford was trolling the board, and he calls me and he goes, hey, you're about to get a call from Les. And Les is the guy, he's not on the board anymore as much, but he was the guy that had that 10-second first-generation Dodge minivan, the turbo, and he still had the wood paneling down the side of it. Yeah, he lives just an hour up the road. And so Brian sent him the link, and he called me and goes, yep, all right, no problem. So they're coming to get that tomorrow, and
which one are they taking? The Cranbrook or the Champ?
Yeah, and then one of the crew down in Florida is I'm going to leave at my storage spot. And they're going to come get the Cranbrook on the 25th.
Cool.
Nice.
So good on that, and then the rest of the stuff. And tomorrow at 10:45 at night. I'm sorry, I still had it in my head lunchtime.
Friday,
10:45 at night. I got to go pick Chris up. Had the Suburban all cleaned up, and we're over here at the house working on stuff today, and it is now a nest of birds decided to go and make it purple spotted now, so I've got to hose it down again before Friday.
It's $1,000 truck. Sure. I'm really not all that worried about it. It's fine.
I was going to say, if you're going to spend any time, make the window go down. Don't worry about hosing off the bird.
You think I even tried to make the window go down over the last year? Of course, it's going to take Chris like 7 minutes. He's going to fix it on his phone while he's driving and do some sort of sequential numbers on the radio that everyone else who owns one of these trucks knows, and I should have, and then the window will go down. But
it's GM. They don't do that.
No.
All right. Cool. Eric, what are you up to?
I also have recently moved and therefore have been doing some spring cleaning. The Oldswagon is gone.
How is that possible?
Now I lost my storage. So, it is currently at Bad Decisions Racing HQ in Northwest Indiana, and Donnie's going to come get it. The original owner, Donnie Petrunek, is going to come back.
Dr. Florida Man face-eating Donnie?
Florida Man himself is repossessing the car that he sold. So.
That can only go well.
Yeah, it's fine. It'll be fine. It doesn't even run right now, but that's not my problem.
It's not your
find yourself bored. His Twitter His Twitter is gold.
It's pretty good.
Twit.
Fail Inc.
Instagram.
Fail_Inc.
Yeah, fail underscore.
Oh no, that's his Instagram. His I think his Twitter is just still just Donnie.
Yeah, DM Petrunek or something. But anyway, so that's going on. I threw a bunch of stuff into a giant dumpster and had it all hauled away, which was a really awesome feeling. All of the Dodge Magnum parts from my failed project are now on their way to the great graveyard in the sky. So
I think it's a
they're
fitting
being
end for them.
embargoed to China because they're going to
that's
take
what I was
care
gonna
of
say.
that scrap metal now.
Also that, yeah. So, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Wow,
Cool.
it's like what is that, Marie Kondo? If it doesn't bring you happiness, set it away.
Something like that. Yeah, let's go with that. Yeah.
And so the old Dodge Magnum project certainly didn't bring anyone happiness. So.
No.
My God.
The guy who bought it new off the line didn't bring him happiness.
The engine that I bought for it, I think I sold to Brian McTaggart from Bang Shift for his Imperial project.
Yeah.
Yeah, it had sat just long enough that the oil pan pinholed because of rust, and it had mismatched heads that I didn't notice. So he basically is doing a full rebuild on an engine that I sold him, and he's not super happy about it. But it's Mopar stuff.
Your average Mopar will make you long for the days of General Motors.
And the thing is McTaggart's a GM guy too. Now he's primarily a Chrysler guy, but he's got some oddball GM stuff. He tools around in a limo.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That used to be the governor of Tennessee's.
That's a really random fact.
Yeah.
Let's move on news and notes, and here's some other random facts. So I'm told, I didn't see it as far as you know, but of course, someone has shot a porn video in a Tesla in auto driving mode. In the video, a man driving a Tesla picks up some porn girl. About 45 seconds in, they're doing it. He hits the autopilot and manages to keep his hands slightly near the wheel for the beginning part, and then 3 minutes later, it's all over. And he goes back to driving.
And you close the window.
I guess.
You are suspiciously aware of the timing on that one, Jeff.
So says the Gizmodo article, because I don't usually watch the clock. There's this thing at the bottom where you could just scrub to the good parts. You just grab the little dot and just never mind.
Oh no, that part I know. I was deployed forever. I just didn't know the timing of it. I would just go like, here, no, here.
I guess I will actually admit to watching this. I will say that I found it much more interesting as an automotive person. I was like, well, look, the computer is freaking. Oh, look, he's got his hand. Okay,
You're watching the car.
I really was. Yeah. It was interesting. I don't know.
Oh, that's funny.
See, and that's the thing is, this is the stuff about autonomous driving. If you want to sell it to the public, that's
Just
that.
Tell them you can have sex.
That I keep saying this. I want two things out of that. Is I want my car to be able to drive me home after I've been drinking, and I want my RV to be able to take me home after a race weekend. That's all I want.
All I say is that Elon Musk has done more for Roadhead than any other man.
Okay, let's move on.
There's our E rating, and my dad's going to text me tomorrow and ask me what that means. I'm going to give him your number.
Eric, tell us about HBO.
I'll take this one. So there was a terrible destruction of Radwood proportions on the HBO set of the upcoming miniseries. I Know This Much Is True. It was a 3-alarm fire broke out last Thursday at a used car dealership, and I believe all of the cars were 1990 Corvettes and Camaros. Among them were 27 vintage vehicles that were owned by Automobile Magazine New York bureau chief and former manager of They Might Be Giants, Jamie Kittman. It was all part of he owns a film car company that supplies things for HBO. Now, the small world piece of this for me is that I know a guy whose 1990 Camaro burned up in this fire.
It's a shame. They had a gorgeous, mint condition Indy pace car Chevy Beretta.
Oh, no way. That actually hurts me more than anything else on
Yeah.
that.
There was a very early 80s square body C10, K10, I don't know which, square body Chevy pickup that was supposedly also beautiful.
Gotcha. Yeah, so the guy whose car I know that burned up, I met him at one of the Roadkill events, and he had an absolutely cherry 1978 Chrysler 300C that he also loaned out for movie uses and spent in movies and stuff. So, yeah, I'm super bummed about that. I'm not the world's biggest Camaro and Corvette fan, but it sucks to see them burn up like that.
Especially ones that are loved that much.
Right. They were all super mint.
Look,
Yeah.
I'm not going to cry for anything that has skip shift. Chris, you got something?
Yes, I do. So you have to check out this link. So we have an incident. We're going to talk about safety, which you can check that off. So at the recent WRL race at Daytona this weekend, the Elon NP01 of hitboxes.com had a fire. The refueler missed the receptacle and splashed gas on the hot exhaust manifold. So in the car was a friend of the show. I'm not really sure if they're a friend of the show. Andrew Pinky Pinkerton, and we reached out to him to find out what happened. He said, I was in the car and the fireball came a good ways in. I talked to the photographer. He said by the time of the combustion to time to go out was 3 seconds. It felt like longer, and he pointed out this is why you should practice exiting the car, which I think we need to do better at, for faster and for safety and faster pit stops. He said, this is for safer, not safe. Remember, all the safety gear and protocols make racing safer, but still not completely safe. This isn't a game we play. You have to have a healthy respect for danger that's still present in modern day racing. No matter what your level of racing on, don't skimp on your safety gear. Don't forget the layer of Nomex because it's just a test day or just a club race. This was definitely one of the scarier incidents of my racing career. Everyone was okay due to the gear and the protocol. So make sure you follow those rules, kids.
That was like a Daytona prototype car. I didn't realize they were running those.
Yeah, those are the Elon MP01s that we talked about. They're running in WRL.
Yeah, it's like a mini scale Daytona prototype with a
so it's
Mazda Duratec in it.
Oh, I do remember talking about those.
It looks legit, though.
It looks like absolutely like an LMP car.
Because then you say, I am a...
box too, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, even more, you say, I am a real race car driver. And,
I really like the point he makes about the don't skimp on the safety equipment because it's testing or whatever, because I see a lot of that, and it always really bothers me because, like, the car doesn't give a crap if what you're wearing. If it blows up, it blows up and catches on fire.
Absolutely, yeah.
So
my car will specifically not blow up on Friday testing days. It's told me that. So
right, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's really good that nobody races really hard on testing day either.
Yeah.
Because that's when incidents happen.
Mm-hmm.
You're racing hard.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Chris, you got something.
Speaking of racing hard, Lucky Dog is at Utah Motorsports Campus next weekend, May 24th, 25th, and 26th for the Salty Dog Sprint Duro. This is all part of their third annual Cruiser Palooza event. This is a car show. This is live music, food trucks, go-karting until midnight, burnout contests, swap meet, vendors, and a kids zone. Spectators are free. So this is all kinds of family fun for all ages using a tournament-style format. They're going to be running 3 different track configurations: the full outside, the east, the west, 4 different race leagues, including an enduro, mini enduro, and sprints. Points are going to be assigned by class for finishing order each of the races, and the overall winner could come from any one of those classes. It's 24 hours of total track time, including Friday's test day. Don't forget the first annual Dog Stock Jamboree this August 9th through the 11th at Shasta Lake, Lakehead, California. Family-friendly event, racer gathering, lake camping, barbecue, boating, RC car racing, horseshoe tournament, ping pong, really tall racing tails. All of their stuff fills up really quickly. If you look how quickly all their stuff's been sold out, you want to register soon, Jeff.
Wait. So I didn't realize that they did this in Lucky Dog. So they're changing track configurations and they're doing different length. That's kind of cool. I always thought we should do that, like go the other direction Sunday.
Yes,
we've done that before.
I know. But it's been rare.
Or like at Autobahn, what was it, 24, where they stopped and then made it from half course into full course one year or two?
Yeah, it was the 14-hour race. Well, maybe we did that at the 24 too. I think we did.
2015 was the 24 race, but they just did that one on the Autobahn North.
I thought there was discussion about doing that at where the heck in New York. Where the heck did we go? Monticello, but I don't think it ever happened.
No, it didn't happen.
I know.
We good to do it.
At times we did MSR Houston backwards, but in retrospect, not a great idea. So
the track has to be set up to be run both ways.
Exactly.
Some of them are, but not to a standard that we feel particularly comfortable with.
Yeah.
Well, if you go backwards, there's only the one place where there's a jaggedy guardrail pointing right at people. That's
exactly.
okay, right?
Exactly.
One place is enough not to do that.
Yeah,
anyway.
So
I think we have some upcoming races.
Yeah, well, if you want to talk about hitting jaggedy things that might be in the way, rally is a great way to do that. So this weekend is the Southern Ohio Forest Rally in Chillicothe, maybe. I don't know. That's a terrible name for a town. And our resident gravel spewers got us all this info. Thanks, Santiago. The entry lesson spectator's guide be in the show notes for links. 77 cars, 27 of them are Subarus.
Boring.
Yeah. 11 Fords, 10 BMWs, which are not boring in rally, actually, just goes different. 7 Mitsubishis, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
6 Hondas, 6 Volkswagens, 2 BRZs, and for mental, a Volvo. Santiago's picking for open four-wheel drive, Joseph Burke and Martin Brady, and then Evo, if they can stay on the road, because last year apparently they had a hard time with that. Limited four-wheel drive, Steely and Osborne in their STI, NA four-wheel drive, a Polish guy and a Greek guy whose names I can't pronounce in an Impreza. No chance. Open two-wheel drive, the largest class, Hooper and Barbera in a IS350. That's an interesting choice.
A good move.
Yeah. Santiago says it'll probably be top 5 overall. Overall, the driver is crazy fast. Limited two-wheel drive. Santiago's there with his co-driver, Robert Castellan, in the Subaru BRZ, and for him directly he's saying, I'm expecting a tough fight between us and Witt and Miller in an E30 and Naimi and Krumbach in a Mark II Golf. So hey, good luck, sir. Well done.
That's awesome. Hey, we didn't put this in the notes, but AER's at NGMP this weekend. I don't really know anything about it.
They are. We talked about it last weekend, though.
Oh, we did. That's fine.
I mean, it's all the usual suspects.
Rally Baby was there in force.
Yes. Yeah. My car had a video on their Twatstagram about showing Josh Jenny putting an extreme experience sticker on the Ebola E30, which is looking less Ebola-y.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it's Rally Baby's half the field, and then the other half is other BMWs?
It might be even more than that, actually.
Wow. Okay.
So recently the World Racing League held their Concurso Daytona 14-hour last weekend, right? Despite the extended argument about how the low car count, 23 cars, overall was Team ACP by 8 laps. Wow. Second place was Choice Racing, who set the fast lap of the weekend at 2 minutes, 6 seconds and a half. And third was G-Speed. All of these cars were in the GTO Outlaw class, whatever that means. GP4 was NRG Racing. GP3 was RER. Lots of letters here.
No, that's it. It's all lowercase, RER.
Yeah, RER. I assume you don't pronounce those things. GP2 was North Loop, and GP1 was Bourbon Works Racing, which is a great name for a boring class. Casey Carden's Miatas were 12th and 16th, no doubt missing the talents of Adam Diamond. I don't know who that is, but somebody wrote it for me, who will be out there after their son is born.
No, he's out of racing because you just
he's out of racing. Because of some...
Oh, that ruins everything. Anyway, one last.
It's the meme. It's a pregnancy test that says positive. And it says, this is a magic wand. It makes your race car disappear.
Yep. And it's happened for many people. So, one lap has happened, come and gone. We briefly talked about it last week and said that I think Chris actually cursed it because he said if Andy just stays in it, he just basically has to race. This is Andy Hollis in his McLaren, and if he was just racing, then it was fine. And then at some point, Chris pulls the phone over to me and shows me a picture of Andy Hollis's lovely McLaren with dirt all over the front. The
No.
wheel is off the side. The wheel is hanging off like a sad thing. And he hit something hard. He went in the dirt and he got the dirt all covered on. Yes.
I'm just impressed that McLaren ran long enough to crash.
Yeah.
He's
I know
doing
you
a job with
said
it.
that. I know.
Of anyone that could do it, it's him. But yeah, he ran it into a berm at some track, and it didn't go so well.
Nelson sledges.
It was after that. It was some random place in, like, I don't know, some other Midwest small track.
Motorsports Park Hastings or something.
It might have been that one. It's the one that just
Might have
kind of
been that
winds
one.
through trees and has just berms on the side that I've really never really heard of. Some
I'll
place
say
we
it's
would
not
never go with
Hastings
lemons.
is Nebraska because there are no trees there. But
Yeah.
No, it was
Anyway,
north because it was
hit a
after
berm.
Brainerd and it was no
And
good.
it's
So anyway,
sad.
so he did not win. The car that won was number 44, was a Audi TT RS, Micaiah Harbarth and Brandon Ravnek. Next was a Porsche 911 Turbo S with Michael and Scott, and then in third was a GT3 RS with Chuck and Christy Beth, and then an M3 and a Honda S2000. It's funny that where were you reading that was it GRM about the winners or the people that were finishing highest, and our friend Seth was quoted as doing really well in their record.
Oh, it was a promo for the event. It's like talking about, oh yeah, there's gonna be a lot of great competition out here, like Andy Hollis and his McLaren 720, and past winners Robert Thorne and his GTR, and somebody else, and Seth Lemke and his 2003 Honda Accord. You know, it's just like, it was just having some fun with it, right?
Yeah.
What I think is interesting about the results this year, because of the 75 cars that started, only 66 finished. And of that 9, it was most of the low number cars, the cars that were expected to do really well. So that meant that an actual small bore car won. A lot of wet tracks and a lot of fast cars crashing meant that a small bore car, the Audi, was the one that actually won in the end.
Yeah, I was surprised that an Audi TT would take overall there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, it's because everybody else crashed.
Yeah, pretty
Or-
much.
Small
blew
bore
up.
is like under 3 liters, right?
Yeah. And that's just got all of the boosts. But
Yeah.
yeah, they're quick.
I just remember that old commercial from the '80s where if it rains where you live, you're ready for an Audi.
Wow.
Ooh.
If you
If
do
you
want
wanna
some
break-
boost, oh, sorry, Chrissy.
Yeah, nope, go ahead.
If you want some boost, why not try Extreme Experience? They have a bunch of locations and a bunch of cars that have some boost on it. Coming to you around the east, if you'd like to take your mother somewhere fun and different, they can go to Miami or New Hampshire, May 31st and June 1st, Pittsburgh and Pocono, June 7 through 9. Some of these are listed as our favorite tracks. So if you miss Mother's Day, fix it now. Go to xxp.com, type the code EveryoneRacers, and get 25% off. No kidding. If you go to their website, you can also see their current fleet, which is pretty lit, as the kids say. I can tell Mental wrote this because he loves the word lit. Maybe print it out and give it to your mom so she can pick her favorite. If you really blew it, maybe your only hope is a permanent location in New Orleans. Take an entire week, buy her every car. If my wife didn't hate this hobby and this show, I might do it for her. But unlike you, I didn't forget, so you better step up. The best gifts are experiences.
And some of this is stuff that I wrote, but lit, definitely mental. Anyway, listener feedback. Okay, so on the Twatstagram, Dr. Florida Man posted a Mother's Day message. Happy Mother's Day to my mother, your mother, and if you're a mother, all yins mothers and mothers and because I'm hoping for more cookies at some point, Christy's mom. That's awesome sauce.
Nice.
Nice. Okay, that's all.
My favorite Mother's Day item was a Happy Mother's Day to the iPad that's raising your kids.
Yes. Oh, it was a meme? I thought it was a meme.
It was a meme, yes. Let's move on! We have Eric Rood here, so clearly we're talking about Crap Can Rally because you can't get him to shut up about that and Nelson Legend. And I need to hear about Tammy.
Seriously,
so we're
gotta hear
probably
this
gonna
Tammy story.
probably gonna throw in some 24-hour at CMP stories because we already talked about CMP and nobody explained to me what the hell Tammy was. Anyway, hello Eric, how you doing?
I'm doing great, and we'll get to Tammy, which was really just an elaborate joke.
Of
Shocking,
course.
I know, coming from me. Yeah.
Totally.
It was fun to watch, though.
we just got back from
That sounds
Florida,
awful.
man, right?
Yeah. So the Florida Man rally just wrapped up. Just, like 10 days ago. But
Has the Jet Electrica finished yet? That's our question.
you know what? It actually managed to finish at the end of the rally, which I think everybody was pretty surprised at.
Wow.
I know. I don't think that Roger and oh god, I can't remember the other guy's name. Why can't I remember the others?
Roger's the only one.
Roger and Ricky.
Ricky,
Um,
yeah.
I don't think they slept more than about 4 hours on any night, just because they were driving so late. But yeah, the electric hybrid.
Yeah,
I don't know
can
what
you
the
give
hell
us
it
a
was.
quick rundown of what exactly this thing is for those who have not
All right.
seen it or never really heard about it? I mean,
So,
you could go on for
the-
quite a long time, but just the gist.
Right. I wrote today on the Lemons blog about it, but so you can go read that. It is the Jet Electrica 007, which is basically a 1981 Dodge Omni Plymouth Horizon that was converted into an electric car using lead-acid batteries by a golf cart company. And then none of that is an exaggeration. This is a real thing that happened in, 1981. Duff Beer Racing found this thing, I don't know where. I think
An actual Jet Electrica.
it's an actual Jet Electrica. Yeah.
Wow.
They've
So,
raced that one.
They raced it that way. Its top speed was about 40 miles an hour
Oh,
for 4
gosh.
laps. So they put in a new motor. I don't know what the motor's from. And then they put in Chevy Volt battery packs, which made it run, I don't know, top speeds like 75-ish now. So it's like a normal car.
Was it something from the Nissan Leaf? Because I noticed on the rally they spent a lot of time at Nissan dealers.
I think it might be a Leaf motor that had Volt batteries that they've since swapped out for BMW i3
Yeah.
batteries.
Mental, the
feels right.
Nissan dealers all have chargers, so
They have
that's
chargers.
why they're
Yeah.
probably there a lot.
Right, we'll get to that in a second. So
Well,
basically,
and also they had some technicians because they were getting some professional help.
right. Well,
They should have started with a psychiatrist.
yeah, exactly. They needed much professional help. So their whole brilliant idea was that instead of charging it on generators in their paddock, like they've done hilariously during Lemons races, they would just take the generator with them and put it under the hood, and they would just charge the batteries as they're driving, and it would be amazing. And it turns out that when you put a generator in the engine bay, even with the hood off, it gets no airflow, and it overheats in about a minute and a half. So
Yeah, I could have seen that coming.
Yeah, right?
yeah.
Just a little.
Not to mention that you have a motor sketchily tied down.
Sketchily.
Yeah,
Like-
and it was
Not
a
exactly.
really super high quality generator from Harbor Freight too. So I mean, it had that.
Yeah.
Well, at least you could replace it easy on the road.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So basically that failed, and they basically had to take the strategy of using their home built plug with the commercial grade chargers, which is its own kind of sketchy. There were like 6 cables involved. I don't know. I don't want to know what was going on. But they made it. They had to stop about every 80 miles or at every Whole Foods, basically, and charge.
Oh, no.
But the good
Which I
news
believe
is that
they posted on their Instagram them searching for
Right,
Whole
for Whole
Foods
Foods,
as
yeah.
they were
Right.
driving.
the good news is that they ate organic all the way down.
Right? Hey,
Well, they had
well.
plenty of time to eat, you know.
Yeah. So they ended up winning because even though they went to no checkpoints, the whole notion of this thing even working for more than half a day was pretty spectacular. So getting them points every time they stopped and charged, which was a lot. So
That's awesome.
Now we jumped right into this because we wanted to hear about the Jet Electrica, but give us the starting and final location, and this had a poker run theme. So give us an overview of the event.
So it was the Florida Man Poker Run, which, as if you've ever done a poker run, it's the same thing that a poker run is, which is you get a different card every day. And, the best hand, I think we gave out a free entry at the end of the rally. So I don't actually know who won it. I should probably ask Steve about that.
That
Anyway.
doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. So the rally started right after the 24-hour race at CMP the next day, actually. And then went to Myrtle Beach, Jacksonville, Tampa, and then back across the state again to Miami, and then down to the Keys, and ended in Key West.
So it went down the Dom.
Yeah, it touched both sides of the Dom. That's right. So,
And across, back and forth. Yep.
Yeah, all over it. Yeah, it was a mess. Yeah, lots of really good stuff. I think my favorite car was the 2008 Dodge Caliber that had been El Caminoized. It was absolutely fantastic.
Everything is better if you El Camino it.
And, there are two ways to make a Dodge Caliber better, I discovered, and one of them is to turn it into a flaming ball of wreckage, and the other is to do that, which is kind of the same thing. So
Yeah.
So that car ended up finishing third, I think. The Caprice that went on Route 66 finished second. That was the oldest car in the rally. That was a 66 Caprice 4-door. Man, there was a lot of really awesome stuff. There was a Bronco 2 that had a light bar made out of those plastic Rayovac flashlights. And it just bolted down. That was badass.
Yeah, there was only one car that is worse in the junkyard when we were searching for S10 parts.
Mm.
And it was always right next to it, and it was the Ford Bronco 2. Those things, they're, like, how was that ever thought to be a good idea?
Yeah.
I don't know.
They sold a gajillion of them.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
And you never see any of them.
Bajillion calibers.
Yeah.
And when was the last time you saw one of those? That's
Yes.
about 10 years old.
Now,
There was a Sterling, wasn't there?
There was a Sterling 827.
I still have a soft spot for one of those. I would love
It
Yeah.
was like one of the hatchback ones, too.
That's exactly what I want. An
Or-
827 SLI, the hatchback.
Yeah.
They made about 4 with a manual.
Chris
Yeah,
Abbott
exactly.
is the only one on the planet who knows what the hell these things are. So
Seriously.
Yeah.
They
that
were
was exactly what it
Acura
was. It was a
Integras
plastic.
with British
No.
interiors.
Or actually Legends. So yeah, that's
I'm
why
sorry,
I like it.
yeah, sorry,
It's
Legends,
a Honda with British car stuff in it. How do I not like this?
Right, of
Right?
course he knows about
Right.
this. Duh.
Yeah. They were just 10 years too early when they made it,
And it's all the unreliability of a British car and all the charm of a Honda Accord. All mixed into one. But at least they worked, kind of,
Yeah.
sort of.
It had 250,000 miles on it. It just trucked along. So
Yeah.
that was pretty impressive.
So I see some of the other stuff on here. The one that got me was the free candy van.
Yeah.
And free candy vans have been all over the internet. And I remember I had my old van, and people used to call it it was the Hannah Montana concert shuttle was one, or the another name for it was the Dirty Kid Toucher van. This was of creepy free candy vans. I am genuinely surprised they did not get arrested, because this was creepy. Like, this was Scooby-Doo episode creepy van.
Yeah. Did you see the inside of it? There's pictures of the inside of it. It had ceramic tile and vinyl floors.
Posted out.
That is
Terrible.
rolling probable cause.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's awful.
It was a special kind of special, but there was a reason he had free candy put on blue painter's tape, because he didn't know what was going to happen. He's from New York, so he's like, I don't know what's going to happen when I get to the South.
Oh, okay. You're a Yankee in Georgia rolling through with that
exactly.
one? No.
Oh, man. So,
Yeah, there was a little bit of self-preservation involved, at least. So, and there was a turbo Miata cart with a 76 millimeter turbo on the stock 1.8. And
That'll
it was
do it.
Miata carted out, and it was the craziest thing I think I've seen in months.
no lag at all. It's fine.
None.
You don't
No-
need
no
lag.
safety
It
at all
weighs as
either.
much as the door on a Suburban.
Yeah.
All right. So, what was the most Florida moment of the Florida Man Rally? I mean, you're like, who had gators in their pants? Who
Right?
stealing turtles? Like,
Don't forget Matt.
Yeah.
yeah.
The whole act of the team that won the random access stupidity was pretty up there, and that's the Bath Salts Barbie Geo Metro, which was a pink Geo Metro convertible with an
Horse.
automatic. So it was the slowest thing on the face of the earth. And it was one of the guys who was dressed up as a chicken on the Moscow rally. So he was
nice.
just dressed up.
Tax evaders.
Yeah, he was just dressed up in ridiculous ways. He ran a whole day dressed as Deadpool for no reason whatsoever.
I saw that. I was like, why is this guy dressing as Deadpool?
I don't know. It was literally the most inexplicable bunch of things that anybody's ever done. It was so insanely random.
It's very lemony. Is that for the theme, or is that just that guy?
I
don't
think
know.
it's just that guy. Yeah.
Finally, a hobby that lets me express my true self.
Yeah.
Everybody's okay with it too.
Passions.
Yeah, like he brought the chicken head and would randomly like put it on and go in a chicken restaurant, because why wouldn't you do this thing?
They're like, oh, you're at work. That's
Yeah.
great. Oh wait,
Yeah.
we don't have a mascot. Sorry.
Why are you in a chicken costume? Why aren't you in a
Why
chicken
aren't you?
costume?
Where's your chicken?
Like, if the guy's wearing a chicken costume at a chicken restaurant, like, I'm asking him for coupons. I'm like, hey,
Right.
man, give me a coupon, right? Like, he's like, I don't work here. What?
Where's my free chicken sandwich?
Right. Damn it.
Just to
Oh,
give you
that
guys
sounds
a bingo, when those Geo Metro convertibles were new, like the first generation of them, I worked with a guy whose wife literally had to have one, and she bought that fuchsia purpley one over there, and it was an automatic because she couldn't drive a stick, and whenever they went anywhere as a couple, they had to take her car, but she would make him drive. And I just all the time, these guys driving around Nebraska, him and his wife, and with the top down in a convertible Geo Metro.
That's so good.
That's awesome.
Good. So I can check off someone talks about something no one cares about. Okay, good. Got it. Done.
Awesome.
I'll tell Mental to shut up so we can keep going.
Perfect.
So, this is
We did talk about
format-wise.
the negative 10,000 point team.
Well, I was going to get there, but format-wise, this was a slightly shorter rally than most. This was
in terms of mileage, yeah, it was still 4.5 days, which is about normal.
I mean, but it's compared to like around the lake. It was
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
The next one's going to be, it's 6 full days. It's a lot of miles. So.
Mm-hmm.
And that's 4 bangers.
That is the 4 Bangers rally. Bangor, Michigan to Bangor, New York to Bangor, Maine to Bangor, Pennsylvania, and back to Bangor, Michigan. I think I got them all. And you're going through Ontario, New York, all of New England basically, and then back across Pennsylvania. So
It's a lovely time of year to do that, though. Like to be
Yeah,
in May
I mean,
and July,
totally.
it's very nice.
yeah.
Well,
I don't know if that's true at all, but I'm going to assume no.
No, it's actually
no,
is,
no,
'cause
it's true.
it's just finally not cold,
Gotcha.
and the bugs are mostly still there, but they're not at the epic swarm levels that they can be. So, like, it's really actually a pretty decent time of year to go. So,
Fair enough.
There you
We
go.
got that right. It's a terrible time to go through Ohio. So
It's never a good time to go through Ohio. We did mention that there was a set of, quote, journalists on this damn rally trying to get the worst points possible. One of them had Puffalumps and Porsche Dreams, and we love Steph. We love Dr. Florida Man, but what was up with them? Were they just trying to game the system, or were they actually participating?
they were, if you look at the scoring, you get negative points for bringing a press car. You get a lot of negative points, which they did. They had a 2019 Civic, like a base model with a manual or something. Clearly, I looked at it very closely.
Being an auto journalist is negative points.
Right.
Bringing a press car is negative points.
Right.
I believe
wearing Pilotis
Pilotis.
shoes, talking about double apexes, all those are negative points, which is they talked about. They kept asking where the shrimp cocktail was going to be.
Exactly, yes. They ate shrimp every day as a matter of principle.
Yeah, which is funny because I know Steph doesn't even like shrimp. So, so you just play their little game and give them a bunch of negative points. Whatever.
So
And
did they
I don't
end
think
up
they
at
got
the
a single
bottom?
checkpoint.
I think they accidentally went to a checkpoint.
oh damn! Quick.
oh wait, why are these
Yeah.
cars here? Gotta go.
Well, they ended up with something like negative 10,400 points or something.
That is awesome.
The last number was 3 because of Dale. So.
Dale. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So is there a way to beat their negative points? Like,
Well, there's a team that's already been doing that. They are Team Double Negative Infinity, and they always show up with an Infinity rental car that they pass off as a rental car or a press loaner, and they do the whole thing like. So they went on the Route 66 rally, and I actually got a photo of one of them sticking his pelotes out the window at me, like while he's driving down the road. I was like, yeah, that's negative points right there. So,
nice.
So I think there's about to be a rivalry between the two of them for negative points, which is actually kind of annoying to me as the scorekeeper.
It's just going to start being like, whose line is it anyway? Negative 10,000 points. I don't care.
What do you mean start being like that?
And
Shit, I said that out loud, didn't I?
Yeah.
They didn't listen.
This is a surprise of no one.
Yeah. So we did mention the Four Bangers rally. Do we have any idea of who's coming to that yet?
We've got a few people signed up and paid. I know the younger dudes who had the Chevy Celebrity last year that blew up on the Lakes Rally, Great Lakes Rally. They're coming back with a Fiat X19 because
that'll work fine.
The Chevy Celebrity's not bad enough.
They're on the Twistagram as the D-listers. They've been actually, they've been. They bought that thing. It wasn't a terrible X19, and they've done an amazingly good job of making it pretty good.
Yeah, which means it'll make it
funny.
Miles, so.
Pretty good.
It's a sliding
X19.
scale. You know, it's X19 better. It's Fiat better.
There's a couple of diesel 123 Mercedes, which
Hell
are
yeah.
awesome.
If any of them put in actual diesel, I'll be disappointed because they should be run on corn oil and nothing else.
Yeah, because you're gonna find that on a road.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
From in the places that they're going to.
Yeah.
From
In
Ohio.
Michigan to Maine.
Well,
Yeah.
in Maine, what do they fry the clam strips and things in?
I was gonna say, you stop at the restaurant, you go to the back, they got a little box there, you steal it, put it in your car.
Steal it. Now you're felons. Cool.
Yeah, it's fine.
I don't think
You're
it's
fine.
felony stealing used grease.
It is, but that's
No, it's gotta be misdemeanor levels, because
Okay,
it has to
fine.
be like more than $1,000 for it to be a
It'd
felony.
have to be
I
a
don't know.
lot of used grease.
It would be, exactly.
what are the laws in Canada? Because that's where you're gonna run into trouble.
That's true.
Yep.
In Canada, you run it on maple syrup, though. That's the difference.
That doesn't
That would
burn.
be a mess.
No.
It would
No.
be sticky.
Oh my.
That'll be fun.
Yep.
I've
Okay,
got
there's
to do
another
that.
car.
Yeah, relevant
cars?
to your guys' interest.
Oh.
There's an 84 Rolls-Royce Silver Spirit coming from Ontario. I'm sure it's totally fine and not a huge rust bucket, considering the photo on their Lemons application is it's sitting in a snowbank. So
Yeah,
Doesn't
no, these
everything
totally don't rust. No,
Yeah.
they're fine.
No.
from Ontario?
That's exciting.
That makes me wish I was in the Fiat.
yeah,
Yeah.
Well, they'll be comfortable sitting on the side of the road.
Yeah. Well, and I wonder, like, we had problems with our brake lines rusting, so I would think that that's going to be a problem.
There are only 67 of the hydraulic hoses in the car. Like, man,
right.
up. Come
And
on.
a lot of them were under the car, and the
All of them.
threads don't match anything you can buy at a
Yeah.
flap.
But luckily, they're all bubble flares, so they're
Right.
really easy to fix.
it'll be fine.
And
Okay.
Seriously, in Maine, Pennsylvania, all these places, lots of Rolls-Royce parts available.
Yeah.
Ohio.
Rural
Especially
Ohio.
84 rolls,
Yeah.
no problem.
Cool.
Chris, check my math here. When you talk to people to buy parts for the Rolls-Royce, didn't people who were legitimately selling Rolls-Royce parts refuse to sell it to us because we said we were racing it?
There was one place that was not real thrilled with what we were doing, but then I found another guy who thought it was funny, and then it was all right. So that's the thing. You got to find the people who
You gotta
you
find
know.
the right guy.
You don't want the Rolls-Royce jihad who will take offense at this. You want the guy that's like, I don't care.
What does a Rolls-Royce jihad do? Send their butler to look sternly at you?
No, that's called the real jihad. The Rolls Royces all go to Saudi Arabia. Now I'm on the list now.
Yeah.
All I want to say is, guys, stock up on the castor oil, you're gonna need it.
You are
Right?
going to need a lot of castor oil. Yep. Well,
I got like
they moved-
I don't think Eric Rood ever heard that
halfway through
story.
Everything of Eric's. I feel bad.
Let me tell Eric quickly this story. So we discovered that the hydraulic fluid that you need for the Rolls Royce is you can buy it for like $100 a liter, or you can mix .4 brake fluid with castor oil.
Because it lubricates the seals in the pump, apparently.
Yeah. So Chris says, go get castor oil.
We
So
need
we need castor oil. So I run to the local pharmacy because where else do you
We
get
were
castor
all in the
oil?
car.
Yeah.
We must have been coming from dinner or something.
And I go like, hi, do you have castor oil? And they go, oh yeah, come down to aisle 4. And they go to aisle 4, and they give me a can that's about like this big. It was half the size
It wasn't that
of a
big.
soda can. It was like maybe 6-ounce bottle. And I was like, no, I need a lot of castor oil. I need like a gallon of castor oil. They're like, what are you doing? It's for a car. I'm not drinking it. Just tell me all you
Do you
have.
have some full-size van that's full of vinyl and tile out back?
Well, you'd need it with that much castor oil. That was the fun part, is reading the back of the castor oil.
Yeah.
Like, oh, man.
It said so bad. It was, it said, you'd have problems while you sleep.
Let's leave
That
it
was
at
the
that.
one thing that we were concerned about.
Speaking of not sleeping, 24 at CMP. That was.
There you go.
Good
I got to tell you, Eric,
Yeah,
it was
right?
not as horrible as I thought it was. And I don't know if that's just because we actually did it fairly well, and it was, with Kurt and Gregors and everything was good, or if that was just a better 24 than normal, as long as you weren't the guys in the Camaro who couldn't get the carved 350 swapped in 20 hours.
It's pretty hard to do, to be fair.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I feel like it went as smoothly as I think we probably ever had a 24-hour race go, generally speaking. It seemed like everybody came fairly well prepared, except for that whole, what do you call it, breaking everything.
Pretty much every car broke.
Yeah, I think literally Greg Biffel's car was the only one that didn't break, which is funny, but not surprising, I guess. I don't know. I felt like it was smooth for the most part. It was really weird.
3:45 in the morning, and I wandered up to you and sitting in the penalty box, and both of us are half asleep. We're like,
Yeah.
That's about it. That's good. Right.
How you doing?
How
you doing?
Yeah.
So we talked, I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago, I can't remember, about the accident. We know that there was a brief concern for one of the drivers who drove like straight into the swamp, but it turns out they were actually fine. Any idea what was up with that? What was the story?
Yeah, so the whole story there is that, there's two things. One, the guy had hit a tree, which is extremely unusual there. They'd never seen it happen, and I'm sure you've seen the video by now. It just kind of went off in a very unusual way, and the tires just kind of gripped and kind of sent him. So he hit a tree, basically door first, and so when they got to him, he was complaining about chest pain. Which in all likelihood was just the belt's compression.
Belts, yeah.
Absolutely.
But considering his age, he was a little older, and just the fact that the nearest trauma center is like a 50-minute ambulance ride away, they just called the helicopter. Just as you say the magic word, chest pain.
Pretty much.
It's kind of
Yeah.
kind of you don't mess around with that. So.
Yeah. So it was more precautions than anything because we heard he was pretty fine.
Yeah, he was released within an hour or two of being at the hospital. Checked out.
Well, and I'm sure he'll get those chest pains right back when he gets the bill.
Yeah, the bill will be substantial,
astronomical.
But that's just not something.
It's better than dying. There's all that, perspective here, guys.
I don't know.
So,
I don't know.
All right, well,
Everyone's bill is
let's
like
get to some
18,000.
more fun than this.
Well, it's good. Everybody was good. Everybody's fine.
Yeah. That's
and,
why we
and
should
all
go
the
to
safety equipment did its job, and
absolutely.
that's really
So you're headed out to the West Coast soon, then?
No, mental.
Wait,
we
we're not
missed
there
something
yet.
very important that Eric is trying to let us go by. I had a great time.
Heard about Tammy, and nobody will tell me what the hell it was, other than she had really bright red lipstick. What the hell is going on?
Everybody's making this sound so lascivious, like there was something untoward happening.
No, it was one team, the Senior Citizens Club of America, who are having great fun making fun of the Secret Car Club of America, and
Right.
they decided to go full on as white trash as they possibly could this weekend.
It was like somebody took the trailer park, held it upside down, and shook it over their paddock space.
Got it. Yeah, I'm getting the picture.
Yeah, so every time Tammy would come by the penalty box, she'd start hollering like she was yelling at the neighbors in the trailer park. And then Jeff Stobbs was working in HQ with me, so we'd start yelling back to, get out of here, Tammy Lynn. And it's Shelly's House of Speed on Instagram. That was Tammy Lynn. I think Shelly McKee is her name. So she was in character the whole weekend, and like people had no idea that it was an act at all. It was pretty great.
It was fun to watch.
As being a Lemons guy who has been in character all weekend,
No way.
you do lose yourself sometime at around Saturday afternoon, where
Right.
you have to just take a moment for yourself and be like, is the shark puppet me or not? You have to just sit there and go, all right, no, Monday's gonna come. I'm gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay. So.
Yeah,
I'll say the shark puppet starts answering you at that point.
It's true.
Oh, I'm you, Jeff.
especially during
You're
the
my
24
puppet.
hours.
Yeah. If it tells you to kill people, don't do it.
Good idea.
Well, so it sounds like the 24 hours of CMP was excellent. There was like 4 electrons in the paddock to pass back and forth from each other. And the tires have no ability to survive. It's like 80 grit sandpaper on the
36 grit. It's worse. It's like someone dropped some duct tape in a gravel driveway. That's pretty much the grit of sandpaper that CMP is.
Terrible. Well, I'm still jealous, so I will eventually get myself to a 24, but do it when I don't have school, and then I can do there.
Yeah, sure.
Yep.
Tracks that suck a lot less than CMP is Thunderhill. Whether you guys have a event coming up on the Thunderschleif there, right?
Yeah, Thunderschleif. Yeah, we have the Yokohama Thunderhill 5 mile tire festival.
Yeah.
Which was a joke I wrote to myself when I was writing the name, by the way, like last September. Tire Fest.
And I like it. You
Nobody's
spelled
gonna
it like
get that.
the
With a
Fry
Y.
Festival.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like nobody's gonna
scam.
get that.
TYRE, like the Fire Festival. I understand.
Nobody will get that, and then Netflix is like, aha. I was like, yes. So thanks for the assist on that. So Yokohama will be at that race. They are actually supporting a team much as they did at the 24-hour race in Houston. It's the Nitro Circus team again, but instead of Pastrana and the East Coast guys, it's the West Coast guys. I cannot remember the dude's name at the moment, but it's the ringleader basically of Nitro Circus West. They're going to be there with a camera crew, and it'll be basically a response to the Pastrana video. Since if you go back and watch that first one, you'll see Pastrana and his crew basically calling out the Nitro Circus West guys through it, but since they weren't there like they were supposed to be at that race, it's kind of a delayed joke.
Got it.
So that'll be at Thunderhill.
Anything good showing up, or is it the usual kind of West Coast fun? Like,
yeah, there's a lot of the usual suspects. The Vanagons will be there, the Chodas, the Hooniverse Ranchero, the terrible Lancia Scorpion. The Rolex is coming back, which is a Rover SD1 with the Lexus motor in it. But I'm pretty excited for a Subaru GL10.
oh,
Horrible thing.
Yeah.
The Plymouth Scamp is coming back for like the first time in 6 years, which is awesome. That's Lauren Miller's team. I don't know if you guys know Lauren. but he is a turbo Mopar guy. So he ran the minivan out west for years and years.
Oh, okay, yes.
Okay.
Ian Korf is bringing a 2007 Yaris that I believe was rolled during a rally. I think that's the car.
Like a normal TSD rally or a gravel spewing
what kind of
lunatic
rally?
like a stage rally. Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
nice.
Wow.
Just about
Somebody
right.
got a Yaris fast enough
Yeah.
to roll it.
Why would you take a Yaris
Maybe that was a Fiat.
Yeah.
on a?
It was one of Pagel's acquisitions that got rolled immediately.
Not a surprise.
Maybe I'm mixing stories. It doesn't really matter. There's going to be a
That's all right.
Yaris there. It'll be
Some crappy econo box that rolled is got it.
yeah, it's going to be a good race. So,
Petty Cash
Excellent.
will be there. I see in the notes.
yeah, it's their Comanche.
We love
It looks
that.
like the Archer Brothers special.
Yeah.
So,
Excellent.
yeah,
Great
Cool.
vehicle. We love that.
be a good race.
And
Always
then
is.
after that, we're back up here in the Northeast for our cars that aren't ready yet. For like all of the things are happening
All of
in
the
JMP.
things.
Yeah,
Like
so we're
HooptyCon. Cool, right?
HooptyCon at New Jersey. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. In no small part because Radwood moved their Philadelphia event to this event. So,
Well, they
there's gonna
heard
be a turnout. Yeah,
they knew the Three Pedal Mafia wasn't going to be at Radwood, Philly,
right.
because they were going to be at NGMP, and you just go where the market is.
Yeah, totally.
Sure.
It's true.
So it's HooptyCon, it's Radwood, it's Concours de Lemons, it's Bulletproof. I believe Radwood's bringing some like sponsors and vendors and stuff, which is super cool. And then at the end of the day, we're gonna have parade laps on Lightning, which is gonna be cool.
Nice.
And I'm sure nobody in New Jersey
No,
attending a car show is going to misbehave on those parade laps because
absolutely
Of course
not.
not.
There will be no burnouts
You know
at all.
what's funny is because it's New Jersey, like the police will probably be on the racetrack.
It's true.
it's actually true.
Yeah, right.
But I know you're from like the greater Chicago area, but you have no idea the density of 5-liter Mustangs in the Philadelphia, South Jersey area.
Oh yeah.
There are so many 5-liter Mustangs around here that they're I don't know, they're just growing on trees.
So where are they going to put everybody? Like we're obviously over at Lightning, unfortunately. The paddock in Lightning are they going to shove everybody in the paddock at Lightning, or are they going to spread everybody out?
I don't know.
Okay.
That's a Jeff Glenn problem.
That's
That's not a Jeff problem. So Jeff will
You
tell
get the
me-
people there. He has to figure out all that logistic stuff.
Yeah, Jeff will tell me. Well, yeah, it goes both ways there. I get the people there. Jeff tells them where to go, and then I have to deal with them. So
Yeah.
I don't escape
That's
responsibility.
Saturday, right?
Yeah, that's the Saturday of New Jersey. I believe it's June 8th.
9th.
Whatever
8th
that
or
day
9th.
is.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
the
that's fine. I wasn't sure because that is widely used for judging. I remember
Right.
when we were there a long time ago, we used that whole place. That's kind of the staging area. So, because they're in the garages. So Saturday makes more sense than Friday.
Yep.
Yeah, we've definitely been there when there's like the air show going
Yeah.
on.
Which is the
And-
weekend prior, by the way. I was hoping like if you could get all of that and have an air show during the middle
Too
of
much. Too
Yeah.
the
much.
world.
Yeah.
It was good when we did Springtime for Hitler, though. That was nice.
The military guys really appreciated that, but but that was definitely got a lot of people from the air show kind of wandering through the paddock. So
What's
As it
the
should be.
matter
Gets
with all
busy.
of these people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's right.
Why is that guy dressed up like Hitler?
Right?
Looks like he's from South America.
That might have happened.
Well, that'll be interesting having all those things together. I'll be kind of sad that I can't really go see the Radwood stuff
Right.
because there's kind of like a race going on.
Yeah,
But,
that does make it a little more difficult. But if you can hang out for the parade laps, you'll see at least the people who stick around all day.
Well, and
Yeah.
it's also sad because we won't, like, before we brought the Miata and the NSX, so we usually bring a car and enjoy
Oh.
Radwood for what it is.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure I'm still bringing the Miata. So
well,
You
we're
have
also
a
going to
lot
have
of cars.
we're at least
two
going to have
cars to tow.
an 80s Honda there this time, and maybe a
Fine.
90s Nissan or a 90s BMW Sun. Like one of them. Like at least we're closer than we did before. So
Yeah.
There's that. So, Eric, I did notice this is a Yokohama event per the name. Are they actually going to bring anything like the tire truck, or is it just going to be here's some beer and here's a name? Okay, that's it. Or none of the above.
We get none of the above at this race, which is extremely unfortunate and ended up being a product of the rescheduling. The event was originally scheduled for May, which was an opening they had. We rescheduled it perhaps on a weekend where they had a Porsche Cup event. So unfortunately, the truck
Are
is...
you suggesting that a Porsche Cup will sell more tires than a lemon?
It's almost like it's going to make them a little bit more money. It's really weird.
Can they bring out a rep and, like a couple Hoosiers or something?
Like a hat.
A couple of hats?
Like
a
a
beer
guy
cooler.
with a folding table and like 10 hats.
And the tire changers, the guys changing Yokohamas would much rather be at the Lemons race.
Oh, yeah.
Because everybody over there would be like, hey, man, really appreciate it. The Porsche Cup guys would be like, why is this taking so long?
Faster.
Faster.
Unfortunately,
I dropped these rims off almost 10 minutes ago. Why aren't they done?
And you used 4.5 ounces. I specifically asked for 3 or under.
Right. Yeah. Unfortunately, that's such a big part of their business. They can't shoot that for us.
Yeah.
I will see.
Meanwhile,
if I can
they'll
get some
look
swag
longingly in New Jersey's direction, going, "We could be drinking now."
Yeah.
Right?
Get on the swag box then.
Yeah. Actually,
Do that. He's writing it down like, oh, I didn't think of
Oh
that.
yeah,
Get a
I'll
box
do
of
that,
hats.
guys. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, sure, Jeff. Whatever.
I will probably get shot down. Anyway. I'm looking forward to that event, though. It's gonna be fun. We have a full field.
All right, so you're going to be there?
I'll be there. So.
Oh, awesome.
Excellent. And I know
We might recruit you Saturday night we'll do another show.
Cool. I may or may not be dead on my feet. We'll see.
And we may or may not have broken cars and not be able to do
I was
a show.
going to say, depends on how much we're
There's always that too.
Yeah.
I absolutely will be dead on my feet because I'll be flying all night the night before and then driving up about 6 a.m.
Yep.
Well, we haven't even discussed it yet, but we're not really sure where we'll be sleeping.
Yeah, we haven't figured that out either.
That's after the show. We'll talk about that.
Yeah. A roofless RV. It's a convertible. It's a convertible sports RV now. Actually, is what it is.
That would be a great
when it
rally
rains.
car, by
Yeah.
the way.
When
you
it
can take that on the
rains.
banger to banger rally. The
How do you
convertible
deal
RV.
with that?
Yeah, that'd be.
Anyway, does anyone
Terrible.
have anything else for the good of Eric Rood to ask him about the world of lemons
Or anything else?
or anything else?
SpaghettiOs, Dodge Magnums.
Where the
What is
best-
that paused on your TV? It looks like an episode of either Roadkill or Finnegan's Garage.
It's a commercial. My kid is watching Star Wars, so
okay.
commercial in the middle of Star Wars.
Fair enough.
There it is. So we will need to let Root get back to his son and finish finding out who
Daughter.
Luke's dad.
Daughter.
Sorry.
Come on.
What is this stuff?
Come on.
Forgot. Yes.
Uh-huh.
Look, gender's a construct. It doesn't matter.
Fine.
But he's got to go do dad stuff. So let's get him out of here and move on to the next part of the show. Just
Tip.
I feel like Eric was rolling his eyes when that happened.
Well, you usually do, so.
I do,
Just-
but I was
was,
noticing that
just
Eric
for a
was rolling
minute.
his eyes.
For you.
Just to see how
Okay.
it feels.
Okay, we're going to do spring safety tips. Don't be dumb when working outside. Wear your
Jeff.
safety glasses, good shoes,
Jeff.
no flip-flops
Jeff.
while you're doing other mowers and stuff. And you should probably just consider some hearing protection too, because you'll be happier in the end.
I always wear my PPE.
Good. I maybe. Make sure your equipment's actually working. So don't use it if it really isn't working, no matter how long your lawn is getting. Just don't do it. Don't forget some sunscreen, even when you don't think that you need it. Put it on your face at least, or maybe wear a hat. And as it gets hot, pay attention to the heat-related illnesses. By the time you get dizzy, you're already in trouble. And even if you are drinking all day, especially if you're drinking all day, make sure you are, especially when you're working in a hot garage, swap out some water, because that's a good thing to do. And go ahead, yes.
Can I give a yard-related tip?
Please do.
Check for ticks afterwards.
Good
If
idea.
you're in the grass, you're bagging grass, you're moving grass, almost always find a tick on me after doing that for a day.
I think it's your place.
Ticks are bad this year, supposedly. From what I heard.
Yeah.
Well, and actually, they don't live in the grass; they fall out of the trees.
Or
Yes,
both,
I would-
in fact. So there we go.
Yes, and Jeff has more than most of both of those. But okay, additional safety tip. So a safety tip from Asti the cat. And she has a tip for everybody.
Yeah.
So, because she would know, because curiosity almost killed her.
Yeah.
So, she suggests that no matter how or why the couch is being raised up to get the toys that she lost under them, don't get under the couch. So, when you put the couch down, you don't realize the cat is under it. When you call her and to say, hey, do you want to play with these newly found toys? She goes, I'm under the couch. You find a muffled and sad little meow to realize that she was almost two-dimensional. That's one life down. So, fortunately, we found her. Do we bring Chip? Why did Chip bring Chip?
Oh, no, and you honestly, you broke me because I read ahead and was laughing while you were talking about it.
No.
Yeah.
So, one life down. Poor little cat. Fortunately, we caught it quick enough because we were just like, hey, here's all these toys. Aren't you excited?
Yeah.
Where'd the cat go? What? Oh my gosh, is she under the couch? Looks on the couch. She
runs out.
It's not a small cat. It's not a small cat at all.
No,
Oh, yeah.
it was only a couple. It was 10, 20 seconds maybe, but long enough. She seems okay. But she says, don't get under the couch, even if you think that's a good idea.
She walks sideways now, but yeah.
No,
that's
she's
fine.
okay. Okay,
All right.
that's my safety tips.
Is this a real show promo? I can't read it.
Do we have
Someone
any
else
idea
can
what we're
do
doing
it.
next time?
No, we have no idea what we're doing next time, but we probably could fill an entire show because in a perfect world, I will be broadcasting from the Route 66 Casino and RV Park in New Mexico. And Chris, you'll have all kinds of fun stories about why the hell did I take mental Suburban when the driver's window doesn't roll down and drive
air
it all the way
conditioning.
back to Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Adventures in Road Trip next week.
There we go. Look at that. That just
There
happened.
we go.
Eric, you want to come back?
No.
No.
Yeah.
That's it.
Give me a
Done.
couple weeks.
Yeah.
You're right. That's
He'll forget how terrible it is by the time he comes back. And, oh, yeah, sure, that sounds good.
Oh, yeah. No, that'd be great.
He's only here because his bosses pay him to be here. Thanks for downloading us. And thanks to Eric Rood, guest. No, we're going to call him and then
Host number 5?
host number 5, Eric Rood, Everything Bagel of Lemons. Find him at Pimp Your Insta what?
Just 24 hours of lemons on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and YouTube.
Yeah, I haven't seen you on the YouTube video yet.
Yeah,
They
that's
do
'cause
that
they
in
shoot them in
California.
Emeryville, so yeah, I'm not there.
Well, fly your ass out there and do it. We also hope you'll join us in the world of driving, racing, and building because everyone can be a racer, even you. If you enjoyed this podcast, subscribe. It's totally free. Then go to iTunes and give us a 5-star rating. Even if you hate us, give us a 5-star rating and tell us why. If you have any questions or show ideas, drop a comment on our Facebook page, Everyone Racers, or email us at everyone.racers@gmail.com. Find us on Instagram at everyone.racers. Thanks again, and until next week, keep the shiny side up. Unless there is no shiny side, then just keep the wheels down.